Welcome back, people from the Pauper. Here we are at the second round out of 7 on the first day of Paupergeddon 2023. Here in Pisa, the sun shines, and we are looking at the second round, Noviello against Montani. We have an interesting matchup. Okay, we got Montani with Mono Ferris against Boros of Noviello. Here I am, I'm Alessandro Rossi from Lega Pauper Abruzzo and Suocera del Pauper, and we will meet.
I am Andrea Piemonti, hello Piegonti, from the Magic Online Streets. So yeah, we are seeing a lot of Boros. I think yesterday we talked with Mengucci also that is playing the deck, and I think his expertise and influencing capacity really brought a lot of players to play the deck. I think Boros right now is one of the most prominent deck in this tournament. Montani though is playing Fairies. We know Montani is one of the most powerful wizard in Legacy community, well known to play the Shadow. And I think this matchup looks interesting. I played a ton of these games since I play Mono Blue on Magic Online, so the Mono Blue can be advantage if he can get to the board fast, but a lot of recursion and bolts and cards from Noviello's list is might be annoying. So we see a Spellstarter Sprite just to put pressure on the board.
So yeah, as the people of the streaming, we have seen a lot of Boros synthesizer yesterday. Today, instead, we are looking at Boros initiative, of course, with Palace Sentinel, both Goliath Paladin, and a Stormhorde Dignity to lock the combat phase of the Mono Ferris. Is actually an aggro deck, one of the most powerful aggro deck today we can see in Pauper. So yeah,
I think like Mono Blue, like slamming the initiative on the battlefield might be dangerous, because Mono Blue can just flash a fairy, and Noviello's deck can struggle a bit to because they don't play flyers, so creating these powerful effects might be a problem. But looks like Montani tapped out his third turn to play Divination of 1 mind specifically. So we will see how this game plays out. I think Montani is on the back foot right now, and his plan might be just to flash a fairy and step. Hopefully Noviello doesn't have another removal for his plan, and then he can steal the initiative, start chaining ninjas, and get out of this bad situation.
Oh, this is strange. We are looking at a mono board without any creature. And okay, we can see a Spellstarter Sprite in hand, actually 2, and a Snap to bring the Goliath Paladin back. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think Noviello is waiting on his... so I think he missed the initiative trigger. I don't see see anything from the dice. The dice didn't advance. So as I said, Montani just played a couple of flash creatures to put pressure and steal the initiative. And he's counting on how many ninjas he can slam now.
Yeah, and this is fine that the deck is actually a Boros, even if they play Silver Bluff Breach. And as we can see from the list, there is no even a blue card on sideboard, so no Hydroblast or anything that can be actually useful, because as we have seen yesterday in Top Over Player, a lot of Boros and a lot of Barns. Pin-up Barns and also the old Goblin Barn.
Okay, we are seeing, I think, a decision between to take the land first or the draw first for the Licia. So I think the player is deciding. And yeah, I think Fairies is an interesting deck to play in this event because a lot of burn decks and red decks generally play and the festivities or many one damage to everything spell. Like we can say in this board, if Noviello ends up with an end festivity that isn't playing main deck, he can just rot the board for 1 mana. So I don't know. I think right now there are many Fairies deck available, but I don't know if it's a good choice. We will see. And I think they are still deciding about the judge call. Yeah, we will see. We will see.
So if you want to look at the standings of the pairings, you can just enter rank or pairings for the bot commands.
Yeah, exclamation point pairings
At
or
first.
exclamation point standings, yes. Okay, so it looks like I took the land first and then he will draw for the Nisha. And Noviello isn't playing a ton of instant speed interaction. So okay. So time to Noviello to take the initiative. I think he will probably play. He's playing a Fateless Looting instead. But as I said, like you play, you tap 5 mana, you create the initiative, and then your opponent can just play a 1 mana spell to steal it. So it's a very dangerous situation. I'm very intrigued each time those things happens because you play versus mono blue, and you shouldn't be super confident in slamming initiative or monarch, I think. Also because mono blue is a deck that revolves around a very small amount of card advantage and resources, so giving them more effects might be a problem. And I think like Montani just passed the initiative again to Noviello. What he's doing?
Yeah, he's going to the dungeon.
Yeah, but he should decide one room. I think he was trying to look at the deck for a land again, but it doesn't work that way. So basically, the initiative was introduced by Baldur's Gate in Pauper, and just basically you enter in this dungeon, you progress into rooms, so it's quite a convoluted situation. Okay, looks like Noviello put 2 counters on the palace.
On the palace, on the Golem Paladin.
Golem Paladin, yes.
So it brings up to 5 force and 8 to constitution. Is a big body compared to the small fairies on the right side of the screen you're looking at.
But I think like Montani is not really bothered by a ground blocker, since the fairies, as we know, they fly, so it's easy that you can steal initiative. And I think the initiative is more beneficial for the mono blue player because dealing 5 damage at some point is very, very relevant. Remember, you try to play an aggro game, mostly aggro tempo, so at some point you want to close out the game. So Noviello is thinking about the ninja connecting, probably maybe as an interaction. So he decided, Montani takes the initiative and decide to scry 2 and then draw a card with the ninja. So he put the trigger on the stack. I think I think Ponza is quite a legit deck. We will see maybe some Ponza later. Also, chat, if you like to see any specific deck, make sure to type in the comment what do you like to see, so we will try to find the decks you are looking for. What are you looking forward to see more in the tables? What do you expect?
I want to see probably a Mogwarts match, because in this meta it's very particular to see this kind of deck, and I want to see if they put some new cards to avoid all the gravers I hate. Also maybe the main deck, because we have seen yesterday a lot of people using Cast into the Fire, and I think it's a main deckable option for also for Mogwarts to avoid encountering Relic of Progenitus that most of the list of Boros synthesizer now play main deck.
Do you read the...
Yeah. See, he missed a trigger, but it's not like. So yeah, he searched for the basic, but then he missed the second one. But since a trigger, you can't.
It's not needed to call it.
Yeah, of course. If you miss a trigger, it's your responsibility to remember it.
Yeah. On the rules enforcement level, there's a particular paragraph of the rule that is called cazzi tuoi.
It's a trigger. You was missing the trigger. Okay.
So the blue dice is Noviello, the white dice is Montani. Si triggera per forza.
Mettiamo un giallo.
Yeah. For all the Pauper people playing Initiative today, day one of Paupergeddon, MezzoCielo And Friends, that is actually a main sponsor of the Paupergeddon, give to each player in the room a wonderful Initiative token that maybe you have seen from the video that Mirko as Eisen01 put in his channel. Is this wonderful Initiative deck that I will show you in cam. Okay, this token is inspired from the famous part of the Fellowship of the Rings when Gandalf falls down in the Moria mines. There is the Balrog. So for the Lord of the Ring, okay, we talked about this wonderful token that will be given to each player in day one. But follow us also tomorrow for discover which token will be given in day two.
Okay. But Edo, I'm not a judge, but I think even... come si è risolta la judge call? Okay, so even if the thing is... you may, it means it's not mandatory, but even if it's written at you should, it's still a trigger and it's your responsibility. But it is a trigger because it goes on the stack at the beginning of the upkeep.
The list is online.
Okay, the deck lists are online, by the way.
This is the first game.
Yes. And they are battling on initiative. Looks like Montani is overwhelming Noviello with a pile of value, ninjas, and everything else basically. So I think Noviello has to draw something important like a loop of Stornorn, Late to Dinner, and other cards to win this. Hopefully Montani runs out of counter spells and Noviello can set up a big turn. But I think the time is running, and I think Noviello has just a couple of turns to try to win this.
we can also say that Montani cannot use this go wide strategy in game 2 since Noviello is bringing from the sideboard one breath weapon and actually a fairy cannonade. I think this split is really interesting because he's now playing any pirate by his side. But yeah, in this case, a cannonade can also like clean the board really well, and then initiative can bring the game home for Noviello.
Yeah, I think though post board, Montani will access to some copies of Blue Elemental Blast. But yeah, I think post board we will see a more tempo game, a less go wide strategy even for Noviello. They're still battling on this initiative and Goliath Paladin is a very, very strong ground blocker.
So maybe Montani is a little bit scared about the boards in the room because he is sideboarding 3 Hydroblast and 3 Blue Elemental Blast, and is probably worried also about Affinity because he's playing 4 Annul and 2 Steel Sabotage plus 3 Relic of Progenitus. I guess can still be used against Affinity due to the recursion of Blood Fountain.
To be honest, I really like this approach to deck building because you play a ton of cards that basically do the same, so you really have a plan in mind, and mono blue fairy plan is very clear, so you get to the board fast, you protect your card advantage engines in terms of ninjas mostly, and you try to let your opponent deny to the card advantage. So I really like to play 3-3, 4-4-4 rather than a ton of one-offs, especially because you don't play a ton of manipulation. So
yeah, for the round 2, we will tell Noviello to please watch your trigger because the plane is stopped. Yeah.
Okay. So the timer will be up near the Paupergeddon log. So you can see the timer in a second. Okay, there we are.
4 ninja on the board. Probably the game is over.
There's no break on the ninja train.
Yeah.
Sensei Montani is really treating all his ninjas. You can look at the deck list with the exclamation point deck, I think.
And there are also 2 buttons, one on the left and one on the right. You can you can just check the list you want.
There should be a Cardboard Live extension in the screen.
And we will bring you some meta share data in 1 or 2 rounds. We cannot spoil everything now. Come on, guys.
It's the second turn. But also, like again, if you like to see a specific type of deck or some unusual decks, some cool decks, or just meta decks, let us know. Maybe not a burn mirror, please. So we have some time to talk.
We can have a burn mirror. It's like 7 minutes round. Then we can pass over. And also, if you want to see like elf deck playing, there are no one in the room, guys. Sorry. We got slivers. Yeah. Okay. No red for the next round.
We will try to.
But we can say that actually there are only white creatures from one side and blue creatures from the other side. So actually this is a serious game now. Okay, come on, we have seen few red spells in the graveyard.
Yeah, we have enough island for this game, I think. But looks like Noviello is back at 5 life after playing 2 life gain spells. And now I think that's a Stonewall Dignitary or yes. So basically
skip the combat ban.
I really like that card. It's very unusual.
Oh yeah, but there is a counterspell. Come on. Okay, this is Eternal format. A counterspell is still legal.
Okay, so the metagame will be ready from the end of tomorrow or the start of from the end of today or the start of tomorrow. so we can see better the decks that people are bringing this tournament. Okay, looks like the last chapter of the initiative, the Throne of the Dead 3, is resolving, and it's not a super powerful move for the mono blue side. Of course, he's playing just very cheap and small creatures, but it's still quite an upgrade, of course.
As you were saying before, since Noviello is 5 only life points at the moment, there is one room in the dungeon from Montani that can also instant kill Noviello, yes, just keeping the initiative on the mono fairies. Oh yeah, actually we can show you next round Elvish deck against Stompy, like full green if you want. We can look in the room if there is at least one from...
What the fuck are you talking
about?
We're not into towns.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
No, but please. No,
come on, we have to be...
I was an elf player for years, but
you were.
It is not a deck.
Okay. For Spike.
We cannot.
Yeah, for Spike...
Andrea, what do you think about Force Spike in mono?
I think it's terrible.
It's terrible? No. At the moment, you prefer Spell Pierce? Or...
I prefer whatever is not Force Spike.
Okay, thank you.
Let me say something about Force Spike.
Okay.
Force Spike is a great one-drop against, for example, mono red deck when you can start Island Go and Force Spike the Monastery's Whisper, or to counter the drop one. It's like Stifle playing in Legacy, so you can choose to remain open for 1 mana at turn 1 and use Force Spike to make a huge denial in the game plan of a fast deck.
Sure, but the thing is, you have to be on the play. You have to have the card on turn 1, and I think you prefer to draw whatever creature, I think. And also, if you draw for Spike later in the game, you want to shoot at your own feet. So I really hate the card. I remember a very strong, like Matteo Blasi, told me to play it. And
this is Matteo Blasi's cool, by the way.
Yeah, and I played it, and I remember I said out the card in every match for copy. And I say, yeah, the card is very good because you always know what to side out. That's the only goal of the card. I really approach deck building in a very different way. And I think in Pauper, people try to ramp, try to develop mana. So it's very easy that the card end up being a dead one.
Fourth Spike of the day. Okay. The two players are sideboarding. Probably Noviello will bring inside the deck the 2 Pyroblasts and 2 Red Elemental Blasts, plus the 2 main sweepers. And I don't think Downbringer Cleric will be useful at all. Instead, for Montani, of course, the 6-pack of Hydroblast and Blue Elemental Blast splitted, plus probably Steel Sabotage.
I'm not sure. Maybe he can board in 1 or 2 relics due to the Ardent Elementalist, Ephemerate, Late to Dinner loops. Yeah, I think the card is quite decent.
All the 3 relic of
all the relic of
you want all 3? I don't know. Because those cards are quite slow, in my opinion.
Fundamentally, this is a loop deck.
This is a
so you want to interrupt that.
Yeah, but the card is so slow. Like, I think if you play turn 1 relic, you are giving up in power, and I think you want to develop an aggressive strategy. So I don't want to flood out with relics. I think just 1 might be fine, but maybe it's me. I don't know. That's why how I approach the matchup.
We can we can agree on the 2
I don't know.
right number. No,
I don't know. I think you just want to do everything.
The right number of relic projectiles is not the number of relic you put into the deck, but the one you see in the first in the first hand. Like one is enough to see.
Okay. A lot of skill needed to do this.
That's called skill. For people who is asking from the chat, we will talk in English all day long, but After the lunch break, we will drink some wine, and so I personally start to speak German when I'm kind of little bit drunk, and then when I completely drunk, I can start to speak Polish. So yeah,
Our English is going to be always better.
always
more wine
better.
and beer than we
So
drink.
maybe you can try the same from home. Just drink while you're looking at people playing, and maybe you will understand us talking in any language we start to talk. So Kuka is Noviello. Kuka is Noviello nickname, as I can see from the chat.
So I think, yeah, I agree with the chat. So since you play a ton of counter spells and the Noviello's strong spells cost like 5 or 4, so I don't think you really need Relic to interact. And we are looking at Montani slamming the aggressive creature, and it's basically it did an edict for 1 mana. You know, I really like the mono blue playstyle of pressuring opponent, bluffing. You always have the card you need. We will see. And now Noviello is slamming the cleric.
Don't you miss a little bit in this meta share, like the deep playing styles of Dimir Ferris? Like
Yeah, of course.
oh,
Ooh,
here,
the force
the
spike
force
of
spike,
the-
the force spike.
Wow. That's a very tilting card because Noviello played the top land, so you know. Yeah, you know, I love to play Dimir, but it's just another strategy. So this is most of an aggro deck.
What's your like Pauper pet deck? Like from the past,
Well, I haven't played much Pauper. I think whatever plays fairies I like, but I usually like to chain cantrips and do the powerful stuff I can do in other formats. So play the Monarch, play a control-ish game plan. I don't really like those gates deck. I just like to have the full control of what I'm doing. Yes. Okay, so Noviello is setting up his mana, is ramping with Cleansing Wildfire.
So talking about the Wizard game designer like Gavin, we have seen the first round. Probably they didn't talk about cleansing wildfire using this way, just like to ramp. In Zendikar was really powerful card used in limited to just enable the landfall powerful ability. But how what's your opinion about let's say a broken card in this like coupled with the bridges like to ramp?
I don't think it's broken. I think it's fair. Like if the land entered untapped, it would be broken, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a fair card. It's a setup card. I like it. I like it because it's quite versatile. So you can destroy an opponent land enchanted with an abundant growth.
Mm-hmm.
You can destroy a throne land. So I like the fact that it's both a hate card and a
ramp
card. But I think the card is fair, you know.
No,
It's just a rampant growth that draws a card, I think. For the format, it's fair.
with steroids, a rampant growth with steroids.
Yeah. What do you think are the best free cards in Pauper right now? And also, I will ask the chat, what are the best free cards in Pauper? What are the best free cards in Pauper for you?
Yeah, of course, Snuff Out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but actually, Snuff Out is not as free as we think because it costs like 15 euros.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not free at all. Come on, if you have to pay 15 euros.
Keeping apart the price.
Yeah, keeping apart the price aside, the Snuff Out I think is the. I like Snuff Out because like you are replacing like the life, the creature you're just wiping out. So like when you kill the Mirror Enforcer, you're just saying, okay, you can hit me one time, but when I decide to, I think.
Yeah, the thing is, though, I was thinking for life is not that free when mono red is the most prominent deck in the format because I was playing some blue-black and green-black last week, and sometimes you have to pay for life to hit a token. So... Deadly Dispute, Ephemerate, and Counterspell. Yeah, I agree with Ephemerate mostly. Ephemerate is, I think, the best card in the format. And I think Ephemerate is very, very strong. And I really like this format because Ephemerate is not very good in other formats,
Nice point.
Yeah.
So...
Deadly Dispute, Ephemerate, and then Counterspell.
But-
I don't know about Counterspell because I think that I can put at in the third place I can put Monastery's Whisper, for example.
Yeah.
Deadly Dispute, Ephemerate, and Monastery's Whisper.
But if we have to talk about which card now wraps around that card the meta, actual meta, that card for sure is Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute,
Yeah.
because Deadly Dispute opens...
What Monastery's Whisper really warped the format when being downgraded some months ago. So I think that it must be in these three cards.
Okay, and I think,
In my opinion.
We said free like the number, not free
free
as
spell.
as
Tre.
gratis.
Also, three.
So I was thinking also about experimental synthesizer. I think the card is really, really busted. I think that's the best red drop.
Which one you remove from these three cards?
Yeah, Ornithopter, come on. Okay, talking about Ornithopter, let's bring Ornithopter back in the meta.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about also the ring stamp you bring back from mechanics from Lord of the Rings. Don't you, because actually the first line of the Ring Tempio gives Skulk to a card, don't you think that all these ninja coupled with Ornithopter can bring maybe not, of course, a tier 1, but a deck that can be used in the leg?
If you blink a creature that is a ring,
Is it a ring bringer?
it remains legendary after the blink.
I don't think
probably not.
Because
I
the
think
ring remains the ring bearer and legendary until the end of the game, but it will.
but it's not
another object.
Yeah, it's not the same creature anymore.
I have a proposal for you. We can call a judge.
We can call a judge.
And let us explain.
Non vorrei fargli fare una figura del merda. No, scherzo. No, allora.
So prepara.
The thing that I'm thinking about is like the stickers. Do you know the sticker?
Yeah.
How the sticker works.
Yes.
If you put a sticker on a card,
but
it remain on the card, even
think
if you blink them.
I think the sticker though are.
I know,
We are talking about
particular dynamic. I know.
We are talking about an infinity mechanics.
And
Seriously,
also-
we are seriously talking about an infinity
Since the
mechanics.
cards though. But so I was thinking another stuff. Like previously, I was watching the games while I wasn't casting, and I saw someone just play turn 1 Ornithopter go, and at some point like he attacked on turn 2. I thought it was just for meme, you attack with Ornithopter, and then he slapped a ninja and started attacking with the ninja. It was amazing, haha. But maybe.
Please, I think that there is a lot of better way to play ninja turn 2, for example, like Brain Barrow Intruder.
But
it's not a free card, okay, but it makes something on the battlefield.
I don't know.
-1, -2.
I think
-2, -0. So sorry.
I think the play was so strong that, at least to see, that really intrigued me. So I want to try.
There wasn't some list that tried to do this game plan, but obviously you're not so consistent.
Yeah, of course.
Tolerant Terror? Tolerant Terror is not a powerful card at the moment because there
It's
is
powerful, but not on the best 3, I think.
Yeah, not on the best
On the
three.
best 5 maybe, on the best 10 surely. But I think that not on the best 3.
Because there is a lot of graveyard hate now at the moment. Is a card that, of course, is too strong, but can be easily overwhelmed by a strategy.
We can all agree the best card in blue black terror is Snuff Out or Unexpected Fangs, right?
Yeah.
Those are the cards that would push your deck up to the limit.
I think it's Snuff Out because of the power level of the card in any meta, and Unexpected Fangs now at the moment when Mono Red Barn and all the
even fairies, like
even
sometimes you
fairies,
attack, you trade raise, then 6/6 lifelink, yeah, sure.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, this 1/2 flash card is
Yeah.
really cool. I think this is my favorite card here in Mono because it allows also to play off one mind,
Yep.
turn 2, and the fact that the card is a human is like perfectly fitting
Allows you
instead
to,
of
to
in,
do it
instead.
in the end
Yeah.
to enable the ninja the next turn.
In the next turn.
It permits to do a lot of combo tricks, so you can do a vantage trade for you.
Okay, but now,
Nice.
okay, all these ninjas are really fine, but they are all one constitution, and then this smash to dust can also clean the board. So
Yeah, I'm interested why he's playing it now. Maybe it's a spot where
Wow. Allora, lo dico in italiano una volta per tutte, per chi comunque sta dicendo che lo streaming sarebbe meglio in italiano. Questa edizione ha avuto un ospite importante che è Gavin Verhey, quindi ci abbiamo tenuto particolarmente a tenere uno streaming inglese, anche perché il futuro di tutti i Paupergeddon è che siano inglesi, quindi raga, abituatevi, anche uno spunto per voi per migliorare il vostro inglese. Bella lì.
Also, like, I think it's better in English because more people are intrigued to see the content, like, because of course we are streaming, so if people from US has a better understanding of the game, of the format, and maybe people from around the world are intrigued to come and play themselves the game. So I think keeping English is better. Of course,
Yep.
for gigs, we are all Italian, so if there is something we can answer in Italian, and we are not aggressive about English. But I think keeping the...
Yet.
yeah.
No, allora scherzi a parte, continuo un attimo in italiano per
Yeah.
chiudere il discorso per tutti quelli che stavano dicendo appunto di questa cosa. Allora, l'evento è in italiano per ora, non diventerà mai davvero un evento internazionale finché non facciamo noi il primo passo verso il voler diventare internazionali. La lingua dello streaming, tutti i post, quelle sono le primissime cose che bisogna per me fare per far diventare un evento nazionale internazionale, quindi è per quello che siamo qua a parlare anche inglese, un po' sbocconeggiando,
Ma sì.
un po' come ci viene, però quello è il nostro obiettivo, che il Paupergeddon diventi un evento mondiale, e se lo facciamo in italiano non possiamo avere quel reach. Succederà, Dark House te lo prometto, succederà.
Però-
Back to English, buddies.
Come nelle tradizionali streaming di Mengu, tutte le parolacce saranno ovviamente in
I
italiano.
don't know, this is a real match, porca puttana.
Eh,
5-1, oh, 510.
510.
Yes.
I guess it's 6 a.m.
Yeah, this is a Pauper GP. It's a Pauper GP, so Pauper GP is held in English.
Yeah, this is Pauper, literally Pauper GP.
So apparently Noviello is still trying to do
What do we do
something.
now? Madonna ladra. Sì, Madonna ladra, esatto. Incredible.
Please go ahead in English. Okay, we can.
So looks like Montani tried to rebuild after the sweeper, and now we're seeing another ninja coming, another Fairy Miscreant. I think Fairy Miscreant is probably my favorite card of the deck because it looks very it's so cute, and like it's 1/1 for 1, but when it enters and you have another one, you draw a card, and this plays so good with Ninja's ability. I think this mono blue deck, it may look just a slam dunk aggro, but
Yeah.
it's quite skill intensive.
Yeah,
And-
GG. No way to take the matchup in a good way for Noviello. So Montani take back
Okay.
the victory.